Can you travel to Canada with a visitor record, a work permit, or a study permit? Before I answer this question, please subscribe to our channel and enable notifications. In my hand, there is a document called a visitor record. This is a typical permit that you receive when you are visiting Canada for a long time, or you have requested a visitor record, or an officer give you a visitor record. And it's very similar in the shape and looks to a work permit or a study permit. These documents, they have an expiry date which appear on the document and tell you for how long you can stay in Canada, and depending on the nature of document, just to stay as a visitor or work in Canada or study in Canada, or a combination of both. While these documents allow you to remain in Canada, you need to keep in mind that these documents are not for traveling to Canada. When you want to travel to Canada, if you are from a visa required country, then you need to have a visa counterfoil in your passport. If you are traveling from a country that expects Canada to see an ETA for you, then you need to apply for an electronic travel authorization and receive the confirmation that you may travel to Canada. For US citizens, you don't need an ETA or a visa. And the same thing is true for people who are permanent residents of the United States. With those exceptions aside, the documents that you have as a work permit or study permit or visitor record do not allow you to travel to Canada. So if you leave Canada and you don't have a valid ETA or a valid visa in your passport, then unfortunately you are not able to travel back to Canada. It means that depending on your nationality, you need to apply for a new ETA or for a TRV or temporary resident visa to be able to travel to Canada. We have an exception to this rule, and the exception is that if your work permit, study permit, or visitor record is still valid and you solely travel to the United States, or you solely travel to Saint-Pierre and Miquelon and get back to Canada. On the way back to Canada from those two specific areas, you will be exempt from the requirements of visa. That's why you can travel back to Canada with a valid permit. It doesn't mean that you use those permits to turn around and go back to Canada. It means that you are exempt from a visa, and because your status was already valid in Canada, you may travel back to Canada. Thank you very much for watching this video. My name is Parsai. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant with more than 11 years of experience and clients from 55 different countries. I teach immigration consulting courses at various institutions. I'm the author of 88 tips on immigration to Canada, which has been identified as a bestseller on Amazon.ca. Please subscribe to our channel, enable notifications, be in touch with us. See you soon.